All right. Welcome, everybody. This is our Naturally Clear Vision Open House live Q&A, where we will go over the Naturally Clear Vision program that I have created as a way to initially help myself get out of glasses. And I will share with you a little bit more about my own journey and have used this as an online program since 2018. And this is another opportunity for you to join this program. It's a 12-week course. And I have prepared a few slides, so let's use those to walk you through. Quick slide share. Okay, hopefully everybody sees my slides. And let me play the slideshow. So just for those of you, some of you might not know me, and so I want to give you a little bit of a background or context. And I always start everything with this quote by Jacob Lieberman, who is an optometrist, PhD, who reversed his own myopia. He was very disenfranchised with optometry and realized, just like Dr. Bates had over 100 years ago, that there is more to this than they thought or learned in optometry school. And he says over half the people in the United States wear corrective lenses, and almost all of them are capable of seeing much more clearly if they would only experiment with changing their ideas about vision. And I think all of you here watching this are ready to do that, because it's true. What we learned, what we believe is not true. We can always make improvements in our own health, and the eyes are no different. And again, quick background about me. So I was born with a convergent squint, or sometimes might be called esophoria, but my right eye was always turning in. I had problems fusing on objects, so my depth perception was poor. I was farsighted and had an astigmatism. And I got my first pair of glasses at the age of 3 years old. Don't have a photo of that. I always jokingly say back in the 60s, we didn't take as many pictures as we do now. But I have a photo of me here on my very first day of school. I was 6 years old. I was super terrified. There was one boy in my whole classroom of 30 kids. None of the girls wore glasses, and I was teased. I was bullied. I was already a shy kid, and I felt super stressed just going to school every day. And, you see me sitting here around all these boys, like, I don't know. I didn't know what to say to them. I just felt really isolated. And as I got a little older, this is me as a teenager, like glasses were always in the way. They broke. When I started horseback riding, I stepped on the glasses, they fell down. In the bottom left picture is a photo of a carnival. So in Germany, that was a friend's birthday, and usually February is carnival time. So we always dress up like we would do in the United States for Halloween. And my parents didn't have any money, so I had to wear this hand-me-down chimney sweeper costume, which I guess in Germany is supposed to be a sign of luck, but I just felt like this black sheep, the only kid with glasses, super separated from everybody else. And I really wasn't having a good time. And as I got older, that didn't change. My glasses were still driving me nuts. They would fog up. I was afraid to look down or do any exercise with, being afraid of the glasses falling down. Can we please mute everybody? And after a really difficult divorce, I found myself as a single mom. You see my two daughters, Lara and Zoe here, and I was sleep deprived, I was stressed out, and I was really lonely and felt separate from everybody. And I did drink a lot of wine just because that was the only way I knew how to handle my frustration and my sadness and, help me relax, quote unquote, And my vision got a lot worse. And at some point, I just got stronger glasses. And at some point, I had an epiphany. And let me tell you, I was about a year into being separated from my husband. And I just tried to go out and, have fun. And I drove to a party on the other side of Los Angeles. And that was that was about 2001. So no iPhones existed. We didn't have Google Maps. And I remember on the way home, I forgot that this freeway connects to that freeway. I took the wrong freeway. Before you knew it, I was somewhere in a sketchy part of downtown Los Angeles, didn't know where I was. And I pulled out the Thomas Guide and I tried to read this map, and the glasses on, glasses off, couldn't read anything. And the little lamp in the car, like I couldn't read anything. So I just started driving again. At some point, I found a street that I recognized. And anyway, I finally made it home. And when I got home and I took my glasses off, my vision was so blurry, I couldn't see a thing. And I got so stressed out because I was a sole provider for my daughters. I worked as a designer, And not having vision was basically meaning I couldn't make money. And I this was so bad because I felt and here's the thing. And I would sit there and cried. I sat in my driveway in the car and it was like 1 a.m. and I just sitting there crying. Like everything broke, like the whole situation of my daughters, not having a dad, me being single. I was like completely stressed out. And eventually I walked back into the house and I had this epiphany as I was trying to fall asleep and couldn't sleep. I had this epiphany that when I felt disconnected from people because I didn't have fun at that party, I felt old with the glasses on. I had just turned 40. And whenever I was stressed out, when I was tired, overwhelmed, and when I felt really like everything was too much and nobody loved me, nobody supported me, my vision was a lot worse. And when I was relaxed and when I was happy, my vision was much better. And that was the first time where I really connected the dots. I was like, wait a moment. Why is my vision so radically different from moment to moment, especially with these extreme emotions? And why is my vision so much worse when I take the glasses off? And no eye doctor ever told me this. And I was like, at that point, I was like very curious. I discovered natural vision improvement. I read all the books I could. I got into workshops, took private lessons. And eventually I decided, because I wasn't happy in my career in advertising, I studied vision improvement. So I went to the College of Vision Education. They don't exist anymore, but that was in 2009. I studied this and I became a natural vision teacher, helping other people improve their vision because I finally got out of glasses in that certification training. And so this is me speaking at a conference in Orange County in Southern California. Here I was teaching a workshop at a retreat in Whistler in British Columbia in Canada, speaking on a big stage for holistic practitioners in Scottsdale, Arizona. And this, by the way, was a talk because even in holistic functional medicine circles, there's a blind spot. Everybody wears glasses and everybody thinks we can cure everything. And I never say we can cure every vision disease, but there's basically everybody like, oh, eyes are like somehow different. There's nothing we can do. Not true. I was on Dave Asprey's podcast in 2022. But my point is, this is enough about me. I just wanted to give you some context why I'm so passionate about this. And I want you to know that no matter your age, you can improve just like I did. And we have a few people here who would want to share with you how they improved their vision. So it's not just my story, because we have thousands, we have actually tens of thousands of people who did this alongside me. And I would love for you to hear some of these examples and stories. So let me bring on a couple of people that did my Naturally Clear Vision program that want to share with you how it changed their life. So Alva, I'm going to bring you on first and then Denise. So can you unmute yourself and I will highlight your video and share with everybody like how Naturally Clear Vision, what you accomplished basically in taking this program. You're still muted.
Okay.
There you go.
Yeah. So in March 2023, I was considering getting new progressives as 2 years had passed. So I somehow discovered Claudia on Instagram, and you changed my life. And my story was similar to Claudia. I had a lazy eye and a squint, and I wore glasses since I was very young as well. But anyway, I immediately, when I learned about your course and that, I went on the course, and then with the course, and I immediately went back to using a weaker prescription, and I was quite pleased how I could see. And then more than that, then I grabbed my husband's plain readers, and I discovered I could see even with a weaker reader glass. And so I continued with the course and just went from strength to strength. I started then using just a 4, I forget what my prescription was, a +6. And I went to a 4.5 for reading. And now I'm doing a 4 for reading. And I'm also able to read now at a 3 in the sunlight, in the better daylight. I'm just amazed how my eyes have improved. And it's just your confidence improves and you can see better, and I can drive safely with the smaller magnification. It's just amazing. And then just trying to remember what I learned in the course, I would just say that I used a little notebook and keep referring to that and reminding myself to relax and do all the things that Claudia, you've taught us. So it's certainly, I'm just so thrilled with the course and would very, very highly recommend anyone that's thinking of it And I am looking forward to continuing, and I will try even to do without my glasses. And I do that when I'm outside weeding, try to do without my glasses as much as I can. And yeah, no, there's hope for everybody. It's just amazing. And
Thank
I'm so, so glad I got in touch with you.
And
Thank
tell us
you.
about the
Yeah.
cute little beetle, that Volkswagen beetle that you
Oh,
brought.
yes. Yeah. Yeah. My confidence has increased too. And I purchased a cute little burnt orange beetle car. And I really enjoy driving around again. And it's just a new life. It's just amazing the difference it makes your vision can do. It's just wonderful. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Alva. And I do thank you so much for sharing this. And I do want to also say to everybody, so Alva is not necessarily out of glasses. I mean, if you're really farsighted and you have a super high level of +6 for reading, but the improvements she makes, the confidence she now has, like the freedom to maybe drive again, maybe something you've given up. So that's what I want everybody to know. It doesn't mean that you can, in 12 weeks, you can everybody throw their glasses away, but we can make improvements, and no matter our age. And that's really what we want to talk about today. Denise, are you able to come on right now? We just have a couple more and then I will share more.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, hi, Denise. So tell everybody
Hi.
a bit about your experience.
So my experience was I did improve my vision at least 50%. I'm haven't been quite as diligent as I was during the 12 weeks of the course as I am now, but I continue. I take my glasses with me when I go out on my hikes, but I try not to wear them. One thing that I noticed also is that by doing some of the exercises, my peripheral vision has improved. And so I don't need to always look down to prevent stumbling. If there's something in my way, I can see that a lot better. My only drawback is now I lay my glasses down because I take them off and I don't keep them in the same spot like I used to. So I have to search for them a little bit sometimes.
But what do you think would your biggest thing that happened in the 12 weeks? Like, why should anybody watching this who really is frustrated with their vision getting worse and worse and spending hundreds, like the glasses are so expensive, especially Alva didn't even say that, but progressive glasses can be $1,000, right? It's like, right?
Yes, they can be very expensive. That's one thing I learned also was about Zenni and getting my glasses from them. So I'm able to get my step down glasses. I've again improved at least 50%. I'm wearing like -1.75 for driving now, which is a great improvement. I try not to wear my glasses when I am around my home area, when at all possible. So I just think it's a great thing. I'm still doing my exercises, like I said, not quite, and I know we don't call them exercises, my treatment, if you will, but I try to continue to participate in that so I can see if I can drop down more and maybe get out of glasses. If I can't, it's not going to be the end of my world, but I will have improved my vision.
Yeah, and you have less need for using glasses, right? There's a more of a sense of freedom in your life. Thank you so much, Denise, for sharing this. And we have a couple more people. Let's see, Laura Lee, can you raise your hand so I can find you quicker and we can spotlight you, or maybe my team can help you. And I want everybody to know this is not just about my course. This is about what's possible, because we hear so much from eye doctors. There's nothing you can do. You can't improve your vision. It is what it is. You get older, it's just going to get worse and worse, and there's nothing you can do. Hi, Mary Ann. Oh, that's Mary Ann, not Laura Lee. Welcome.
Hi.
So tell everybody why everybody should think about joining Natural Clear Vision and what it did for you.
Okay. Well, a year ago, I didn't know who Claudia was or Trisha. And I was going through some real issues. The end of January last year, I had been doing a lot of work on the computer and basically couldn't see the computer screen anymore. It was just, they were just blown out, tired. So I wound up going to 2 ophthalmologists in last February. And they both told me that I had severe dry eye and cataracts that were 3 in my left eye and 2.5 in my right eye, and that I needed surgery. And they said, get the surgery. And then they gave me a prescription for like $800 progressive glasses. And I took that home and I thought, I don't want to do this. So I started Googling like natural vision improvement, and that's how I found Claudia. And and I joined the Naturally Clear Vision program last March. I think it started. It was just after this. I mean, the timing was perfect. And to make a long story short, in last February, like I said, the cataracts were 3 and 2.5. I went back in November, and now they're both 2s. And because I could tell that I was seeing more clearly, like the fog was not as hazy as it was. And I had extreme light sensitivity too. I wouldn't drive at night. I'm now starting to make baby steps driving at night and getting my confidence back to do that because the oncoming headlights aren't blinding me like they were a year ago. And let's see, what else? Well, the dry eye, I was told in November, I don't have dry eye anymore. It's not an issue. That's from all the blinking and the, and, oh, and I rarely wear sunglasses anymore. I'm very careful about it. I wear, a visor when I'm outside to protect my eyes, but I also do the sunning, and that has made a huge, huge, change for me, I think, too. That's helped with the light sensitivity. And then a year ago, I was wearing 3.25 readers, and they were either on my face or on my head, or I was in a panic. I mean, they just had to be with me to do anything. So a year ago, 3.25. A month or so ago, I went and got 1.0s because the 1.25s had gotten to be too strong. And now I haven't worn them in like 3 days. I'm not even sure where they are. I don't wear them to go out of the house to go grocery shopping anymore. And I was totally dependent on, I couldn't buy food if I couldn't, like, I'm a label reader, so I couldn't do it. And now I can read the labels. So not easily. I mean, it's still a challenge, but now it's a challenge with
right?
Yeah, it's so much better. It's unbelievable. So this finding this community has been such a blessing to me.
And I know,
it'll
you
keep getting better.
you look incredibly young. And I know, because sometimes like, oh, I'm like 60 or I'm 70. And, do you want to, I know we're not like, I always open about my age, but it's like, I'm going to be 64 next month. But I know, like, I just want everybody to know that it doesn't matter how old you are, you can always make improvements, just like Mary Ann was talking about. Doesn't mean we can cure all diseases, but that you even seen improvements in your cataracts. And again, we have miraculously changes happening, but we don't know if somebody will improve their cataracts. There's many layers to this.
Right.
But what you just talked about is so encouraging.
Well, and I was told, that basically everybody like in their 60s has to have cataract surgery, and I'm going to be 70 this summer.
You
So
look so young.
I'm not having that surgery.
Yeah, and I do want to also say, that sometimes the surgery, especially if it's an advanced cataract, is a very safe surgery. And I always, definitely say that. Sometimes I do recommend getting the surgery, and because again, if it's very advanced, I haven't heard of anybody reversing it naturally. But what we can always, the gist of this is we can make improvements in our vision based on how old we are, where we are, what our vision looks like, but we can make it better. Doesn't mean that everybody reverses, we can never say that, and that would also not be truthful but we've seen in crazy stories. So at this point, I'm like, be open to all kinds of things. So thank you so much, Mary Ann, and you are just an amazing blessing and light in this world. And we are so excited to have you be in my certification program too, and share this with more and more people. Thank you so much. Okay, do we have anybody else? Otherwise, I would love to talk a little bit more about the program, what's included. Then we have time for Q&A. Laura Lee, let me bring you on, and then I will go a little bit more into the program. Okay, Laura Lee, I thought I highlighted her. Where did it go? Can we highlight Laura Lee, please? Okay, I can try it. There you go. All right, team. Thank you so much, Laura Lee. Tell everybody about your change in natural clear vision. Yeah, I asked to unmute. There you go. You're unmuted.
There I am. Okay. I found that I got bifocal glasses because I didn't want to carry around my drugstore cheaters. And if there was anything I wanted to see, it would be on my face. And so that's the only reason I bought bifocals. But through the course, I realized that wasn't the best thing. And I did realize once I got not cataracts, contact lenses, I could tell I didn't have like full vision. And as soon as Claudia suggested that, that's part of where you're asking your eyes to look in a certain way. I thought that was just out of convenience that I had contact lenses. I didn't like all the cleaning and everything, but it was easy for travel and I didn't have to have those glasses on my face. And I decided, dropped my contacts, dropped the sunglasses. I like Marianne, I do have a visor to protect my eyes, but the sunning has helped. I had an optometrist tell me that I could never get rid of the floaters, and I have already gotten rid of them, which I don't believe when people tell me stuff because I had chronic back pain and I have since gotten through that. I'm into alternative health. And as soon as I found Claudia, I'm like, this is what I need to improve so much. The tools were beyond what I could imagine. I just kept watching each module going, you got more? You got more? Oh my God, what more could you tell me? And I was impressed, and so much so that I joined the certification program to be a certified teacher. So
Yes, I'm
that's my
excited.
story.
Future teachers. And I do want to say one thing though, what you said when you don't believe what people tell you or doctors. We also have to be acknowledging that there's no hack. There's no hack for health. Anything that looks like a quick fix or easy to do is not really long-term a solution. And you have to do the work. Okay, guys, so the doctors say these things because they probably know that 95% of their patients were not even interested in putting in any work or looking at their mindset or their emotions or want to change their diet, right? So sometimes I'm just like, they see all these people, and so you know what I mean? And in a way, I don't blame them, but at the same time, I do blame them because there's so little hope. There's always this kind of those absolute terms. And so I encourage everybody, we have the power, just like Laura Lee, right? And thank you so much for sharing this, Laura. Laura Lee, we have the power. We are the only ones who have power to make changes to our health. So we have to be the person who is willing to be in the uncomfortable spot, who has to swap out toxic ingredients or learn how to cook better food. We have somebody here who will share later about her own journey from LASIK to clear vision, who is a crazy good chef, teaching my naturally clear vision. And we're going to share about this, how to eat right for your sight, because so many vision problems are based on poor nutrition. And yes, we have to be willing to do those things, otherwise the cataract will be there. We have to be looking at lead exposure, any of these things. So it's not just, this is not eye exercises, guys. It's everything. It's a holistic approach to vision, and that's how you get results. And also not being attached to this. You have to be relaxed. And the more we stress about things, the less it will be. Let me share the rest. I want to make sure that we go through the actual program, and I want to show you the back end of the program too, how it looks like, if that sounds interesting to you. And then we can totally go into Q&A, any questions, but you might be already getting answers to the questions as we go along. So let me go back to the slides. Hold on, share my screen. Make sure I have the right one. Here we go. Okay. So I hopefully type in the chat on YouTube if that was inspiring for you to hear these stories. But yeah, we can make improvements. And here's the big problem. I've done master classes last week. I don't want to go over this again, but the point is vision happens in the brain, and the retina is a part of the brain, and so not in the eyeball. We need a healthy eyeball. That's when nutrition, all these things, habits, lifestyle come into play. But the eye care industry looks 100% at the 10%. They look at the eyeball. They don't look at the brain, the gut. They don't look at your mindset, your beliefs, your sleep, all the things in your life. And that's 90% really of how your vision looks like is related to that, not just the eyeball. And that's the problem. That's all they look at. It's like this mechanical approach to vision, when in fact vision is a sense. It's not a mechanical object. And one thing about glasses, and that's why I'm so adamant in natural clear vision to get everybody out of glasses, or at least into weaker glasses, is that they kind of create this distortion of the light, right? So they keep us in this kind of whatever caused the vision problems. And we're going to do a bigger Clear Vision Wednesday tomorrow. Trisha, Kirby, and I we'll talk about emotional root causes, which you might like be dismissed as like what emotional root causes. There is always emotional connections to when our vision got blurry. And when we then, instead of addressing that problem that was in our life, we put glasses on that basically keep your eye muscles, your whole body, whole system in this kind of state somatically where you were, that whatever experience caused your blurry vision, it basically keeps you locked into that, and you can't really make changes to that, because now you're like, I always use this example as if your arm is in a cast, right? And you want to change mobility and strength, that's not going to be happening. And really important to know too, the higher your diopters are strength, a measurement of the strength of your glasses. So a 4 is stronger than a 1, for instance. The higher your diopters, the higher your risk, especially with nearsightedness, for eye diseases like macular degeneration, retinal detachment, post-vitreous detachment, glaucoma, cataract. Any reduction you can do in your glasses, even if you're like what Elva was sharing, what Denise was sharing, where you might not even totally get out of glasses, but reducing your strength, getting your eyeball into a more round shape, getting all these things back to more normal will also help you to avoid these so often called age-related eye diseases, right? And they're really more lifestyle related. So glasses, I always talk about this as an example, and everybody gets it. When the engine light comes on in your car, you're not going to be like, oh, who cares? Let me just unplug the engine light sensor and then I'll keep going. No, you're going to get diagnostics. You're going to figure out what is the root cause of this engine light coming on. Is it a faulty sensor? Is it whatever is happening, right? And then you take action. Glasses are basically as if you're pulling out the sensor for your engine light. Basically, they allow you to strain and stress, keep you locked into that state that caused all the vision problems in the first place. And you get so used to that. You get so used to the tension in your body, the strain in your eyes. And then the problem is they don't address it. So it gets worse and worse and worse. And you will get stronger and stronger and stronger glasses, pay hundreds, if not thousands of dollars for each pair of new glasses. So we need to get out of these full strength prescription glasses, because otherwise you don't even notice the things, you can't address them, and you can't make changes. So natural clear vision basically addresses what I call the 5 core stages of vision improvement. And the first thing is knowing where you are. What does your vision actually look like with and without glasses? Measuring your own vision with a Snellen eye chart, reducing your glasses, and knowing that you need different strength of glass for different tasks. We always prioritize safety. We never let anybody drive who doesn't have 20/40 vision. So that's number one. But learning and also being able to read your prescription. What does sphere and cylinder and axis mean? What does add mean? Understanding these things gives you the power over these things. And then the foundation is relaxation of eyes, body, and mind. And it's not just sitting there and meditating. It's learning deeply to relax your whole body from the bottom up and the top down, from the brain down, and from also working with the body. We have to work with the body as well. And then really learning how to look at things close up, far away, the different distances, the difference between peripheral vision and central vision. And then we really approach everything from a brain-based neuroscience approach, not just how the two eyes work together, but how is our imagination, how is our memory, all these factors, how do we actually see with the mind's eye? And then obviously night vision, day vision, all these factors. And the very first point is, it's like creating, we just in my Clear Vision Club membership, our whole topic for January was like creating a powerful vision for your life, especially if you're over 50 or 60. You might be the empty nester. You might be the person who's like, well, what now? And remember, today is the first day of the rest of your life. Like, maybe your kids are grown, or, what is it that you're meant to do? What is your purpose? Why do you get up in the morning? That is connected to your actual physical vision and having an exciting vision for your life. So that's the first thing we do in this program. Then we get to measuring our vision. You get all the eye charts that you need to measure your distance vision, your near vision, check for astigmatism. So you understand where you are right now. And you might be realizing you're totally overprescribed in your glasses, or maybe your glasses barely allow you to drive. But you need to know all these things. Astigmatism, noted by a cylinder and axis in the prescription, you need to remove it or step it down if it's really high. And we need to do this in a safe manner so that you feel confident and safe and relaxed. especially for driving, for any conditions in your life. So, but there's a formula that I teach in natural clear vision where you learn how to reduce it safely without necessarily lowering your prescription, especially if your vision isn't, 20/20. It's a little bit worse. And then you can order what, who was talking about this? Elva or Denise was talking about it. You can order glasses online. You don't have to spend hundreds of thousands, like the crazy amount. It's really, honestly, LA Times did a whole article about the mafia of glasses, how they're 100% or 1,000% marked up from what they're really worth. There's websites like Zenni and Optical, other websites in different countries where you can order your own glasses. But you need to know what to order. You shouldn't just randomly order weaker glasses. You need to know what your current glasses give you. You need to be very intentional and understand your prescription and what you measured. And that's all. I'm teaching you all this in natural clear vision. So Vicky did my course, I think it was last year or 2 years ago. She used to pay $400 for her progressive glasses, and now, and hers were a little bit higher, like a -6 or 7. So she went down from paying $400 for glasses for $60. But if you have a lower prescription, you can get glasses for $6 online. There's absolutely no need to feed this, mafia, of the lens companies that have monopolies all over the world. It's just 2 or 3 companies that run the whole gamut of this. Susan did natural clear vision, and she noticed that she can now, with her reduced glasses that just cost her a few dollars, can see 20/20. And before she had trouble seeing clearly, even with her expensive prescription glasses on. So like I said, we approach it from the top down, which is brain-based approaches like palming, really relaxing down from the brain down to the body. You get 14 guided palming meditations in natural clear vision, ranging in length from 3 minutes to like 25 for cataracts, for glaucoma, for AMD, for astigmatism, nearsighted, farsighted. So we have very specific guided meditations. And a big part of my approach is myofascial tension release, because we all carry tension in our body and it will affect your vision, especially in the face, in the neck, in the shoulders, in the diaphragm. If you can't breathe fully, your brain doesn't get enough oxygen. So working with the body to relax and working from the brain down in both directions, super important. Something that we do, these are just some highlights. So there's a lot more to this. But one of the things that is really poor in people with vision problems are the saccadic eye movements. It's one of the 4 types of eye movements. It's quick little jumps that our eyes make, and we can actually train to make them better, just like we can train our breath, just like we can train to blink more. And this is something that a healthy eye makes a lot of these little jumps, and we can stimulate them with techniques like the shifting and other techniques that you learn in natural clear vision. And then I teach you how to read prescriptions. So when you look at your prescription, you're like, oh, that's why I have an astigmatism, and that's why it's this strong, and that's why it's this particular axis. And this is all based on research by an optometrist. So this is not something I invented. I can look at prescriptions and very often tell you your postural habits. Once you know those, once you have the astigmatism out of your glasses, now you can actually address this, right? But if it's in your glasses, and if you don't know your postural unconscious habits that have led to astigmatism, and wearing progressive glasses, by the way, is one of those things that can lead to creation of astigmatism. So we need to address this to get it removed. So Jill was one of the people that was able to remove astigmatism. She also reduced her vision, generally speaking. But so many of my students have removed their astigmatism, and even measured by an eye doctor, not any more visible. Another thing that a lot of eye exams don't teach, that eye exams don't check, especially if you go to more those LensCrafter, Costco kind of places, they don't check your actual depth perception, your stereo vision. Like, how do your 2 eyes work together? And more often than not, when we get older, we lose some of the ability. Maybe you had monovision correction, 1 eye far, 1 eye near. Maybe you already had lazy eye or squint, just like Elva and I did, where you got 2 eyes were never really working well together. This is super important to improve, to avoid falling and tripping as we get older, because you might not even know this, that you have problems with this. And maybe it's just weak, maybe it's not existent at all, but we address this in natural clear vision. Lorna was somebody who joined my program, pretty high level of nearsightedness, and she didn't realize she had like tunnel vision. So both her peripheral vision opened up, super important for driving, for instance, and safety. But she also realized she had problems using her two eyes together when she looked into the distance, which was her problem spot as a nearsighted person. So learning how to diverge using the eyes together was, like she said, it was like magic. It's so much easier to see clearly when your two eyes work together as a team. And like I said, vision happens in the visual cortex in the brain, not in the eyeball. And that's why we need to use brain-based approaches and not do eye exercises. And visual illusions are one of the many things that we use in natural clear vision, which is fun. It's a fun way to improve your vision by using things like visual illusions, which are kind of brain-based approaches. So here we talked about the emotional root cause a little bit earlier, and we're going to do a whole Clear Vision Wednesday about it tomorrow. Think about back to like 1 or 2 years before you got your glasses. What was going on? Doesn't matter if you were a little child, if you were a young adult, maybe you were in college, or maybe you were in your 40s or 50s, but what was happening in your life? That also goes for eye diseases. Why is there suddenly a retinal detachment? Why do you suddenly have cataracts? Why do you suddenly have glaucoma? There's always an underlying emotional root cause connected to that, in addition to the things that we know about like lifestyle, diet, and so forth. And another big thing in natural clear vision, once we set a clear vision in the beginning of life vision, but then we really connect with this, something we just did today in my membership, is like, what are the action steps to take to become this new version of yourself, to get to like really manifest this? Because it's work. It's not just sitting there wishing for things to happen. You have to put in the work, and you have to know what are these factors, and you have to be uncomfortable for a while, because anything that makes a big shift in your life will not be easy. It's a fact. You have to be willing to learn things that you might feeling, I'm not good enough, I don't get it. But we get you there, Natural Clear Vision. We have all the support and all the steps to get you where you want to be. And for the gentleman here, obviously, right? And isn't it interesting that the superheroes in their, normal identity, in their, real life, whatever you want to call it, they all wear glasses, and look how they're staring. They're staring into space like a deer in the headlight, versus having the confident, relaxed gaze of somebody who trusts in their abilities to see it clearly, to see the world around them, and not feel like, being confident to drive, whatever they want to do, or in this case, fly, right? Super. But you get my point. It's like our whole posture reflects our vision, hunched over, stressed, worried. Debbie, a nurse who did my program, she improved her vision. I always say nurses have a huge responsibility with seeing things clearly. And we have so many of these examples, and we have a whole lot more videos that we can show you so that you understand it doesn't matter what your condition is. Everybody can make improvements. Another thing we teach in natural clear vision is like, you might be night driving as a problem. I can't really see. We have completely different cells in our retina working at night than we do during the day, and our night vision is very different. And once you learn that, and you have practices to teach your body and your brain how to see at night, you can actually improve your night vision so that you can drive comfortably, that you don't, especially in winter times, right? Especially if you live in the United States, where we don't really have public transport. It's like everything is farther away from each other. We kind of have to drive. Otherwise, we become reliant on friends or family members, who have to drive us to things, or we have to spend a lot of money on Ubers and Lyfts and taxis. It's a huge impact on your freedom to not be able to drive at night. So Ellen did my program. She talked about she can now drive without glasses. That was her main thing. And she showed in her recent eye exam by her eye doctor, showed an improvement in acuity. Her left eye went to 0 correction, and she was able to read 20/40 without my glasses. So Sarah had to redo the driving test, and she told me later, like, I saw 3 lines lower print, smaller prints than they asked me to. It was easy peasy, thanks to the program. Eye diseases, again, we had several people talk about this already. So common to hear, oh yeah, you're 65, you have a cataract, everybody gets cataracts. You know what? Even if you already have a cataract, especially if it's a mild one, even if it's an advanced one, in some cases I do recommend surgery. But the people that do, if they do a surgery, do it together with naturally clear vision, keep that vision in good shape, versus other people that just do the surgery, they're back in glasses pretty much immediately. And you can avoid this when you know what to do. Carla Huntsman did my program. She is a very young 70-year-old, beautiful woman. She already has macular degeneration, what they call the age-related one, which affects your central clarity and your color vision. And so her vision was 20/40, and she even improved her central vision, which is really what's affected by macular degeneration, got back to 20/25. And I love how she said, I call it now macular regeneration, right? Shifting your mindset doesn't mean we're pretending eye diseases are not there, but we don't identify with them anymore. And we believe that we can make changes no matter what. Wendy went back to the ophthalmologist, and her pressure and intraocular pressure, which is a problem in glaucoma, has been reduced, and her peripheral vision improved. So they did a visual field test, which is really in glaucoma, you lose the opposite of macular degeneration. You don't lose your central vision, you lose your peripheral vision. And they did a field test, and it was confirmed by an eye doctor that it has improved. So that's my message here. In naturally clear vision, we start the day with joy, relaxation, and happy eyes. You get 5 follow along clear morning rituals, little videos you can play to start the day with a 5 to 15-minute practice to start your day with optimal vision. At the end of the program, we have created these blueprints for nearsighted, farsighted, astigmatism, cataracts, glaucoma, AMD, and fusion problems like amblyopia or double vision or strabismus, squint, so that you have an exact protocol to follow. So you don't have to do all the things that we teach, but you get specific programs for each vision condition at the end, so that you can leave with your protocol and you can continue to save, protect, and improve your vision as you go through life. What's included in the program, let me quickly walk you through those things. So we give everybody lifetime access to the program and the community, as long as I run this business, and I plan to do it for a long, probably at least 20 more years. That's included for everybody joining today. We also include 12 weeks of group coaching calls with myself and my team, so that you get the support that you need. That's really, we take our time to help everybody through this journey. Trisha, some of you might know her, some of you might not know her. We're definitely going to go live tomorrow for Clear Vision Wednesday. Trisha is an intuitive. She's an energy healer, works with bioresonance. And we found that sometimes the inner game, Tony Robbins always talks about 80% is psychology. I didn't believe it when I first started the business. I didn't realize how many limiting beliefs I had about what I can do. And this is so important when it comes to vision improvement, beyond the physical stuff. But what is really holding you back? And she's also really good at finding that root cause. Like, what was really the reason that your vision went blurry? So Trisha is an absolute master, and you get sessions with her to help, discover this and take action steps on what to do. Another thing that affects vision is we talk about this a little bit, glasses, diet. Are you having toxins? If you ever did a tox screens, Mary Ann talked about it, mold. Maybe there is heavy metals, like all these things. So we have recorded guest speaker expert sessions in this program. Dr. Sam Byrne on the top left talked about, he's an optometrist, holistic optometrist, talks about the effect of glasses have on our whole being and why it's so important to get out of them or maybe if needed, reduce them. Dr. Mark Rosewood on the right is an integrative medicine, holistic optometrist based in New York. He also studied Chinese medicine. He talks about integrative approaches to vision. And these are not Clear Vision Wednesdays. This is just guest speakers we had in Natural Clear Vision that are behind. You can't see them anywhere for free on my channels. Dr. Rutger Toms, a holistic ophthalmologist, talked about the gut-brain axis and how you need to eat to see clearly and keep your vision in good shape. And then Isabel Yang, I'm actually just spilling the beans right now. She's going to come on live. She's a detox specialist. I'm actually working with her right now to clear some heavy metals and mold from my system. So her talk is called, the live talk is called things you don't see that cloud your vision. And that could be like lead, right? Steroids, all these things that we have accumulated in our body that can lead to those eye diseases like cataracts. And then you get all these recorded sessions with guest experts, so that you really get it. How do hormones affect your vision? Posture. How does posture affect your vision, especially with astigmatism? And then I talked a little bit about the physical stuff. I give you my what I call Netflix of myofascial release, over 100 recorded classes. You get 12 weeks access to those classes for the whole body and ranging in length from 8 minutes to like an hour, where you can really use these myofascial therapy balls. You can also use tennis balls or other balls that you have to really deeply relax. And it goes beyond the tight neck. We all have a tight neck once in a while, but what about your hips? Maybe the hips are tight, or maybe your feet are so tight that you can't even be grounded. What Trisha talked about, feeling grounded and feeling really connected, which is important to feel safe and feel relaxed and have good balance. And then I'm going to do a bonus class for everybody that joins today. Haven't done this in over a year. I'm going to do a live class with you guys with Q&A, where we get out our balls, we get on the balls and we relax, we release tension in the neck, in the face, in the shoulders, really to start having that. Like for me, that was the biggest thing when I noticed. I was like, wow, it hurts so much. And I didn't notice before because it was just normal for me to be tense. And I didn't even know how relaxation felt like. Another bonus that I will give everybody that joins today is Jennifer, which she will talk a little bit at the end. Jennifer joined my program in 21, discovered me, and she's a health coach who is really whole business is about helping people to prevent insulin resistance, prediabetes, diabetes, which is the leading cause of blindness in this country. And she is running a live workshop called The Sweet Spot for Your Eyes, because everybody is different, and what works for somebody doesn't work for you. So don't fall for these 10 foods that everybody should be eating, or no, maybe those are horrible for you. So learning this, Jennifer is teaching us this live workshop, and everybody that joins Naturally Key Vision gets a recipe booklet. Delicious, uber delicious recipes that are good for you, so you don't have to sacrifice texture and taste and yumminess. Because I would never want to eat healthy if the food is like just boring, because I really care. I love eating good food, delicious food, and Jennifer will give you all that and teach you what is right for you. We had a few gentlemen in my programs, not that many, and I don't know why the men are not, but Jacob did. Jacob joined my program, I think it was 2 years ago. He talked about he was dependent on glasses and contacts. One eye had -2, one eye had -2.5, plus astigmatism correction, which was also nearsighted. And he improved his vision to 20/20 with only 1/25. So over 50% improvement, and the astigmatism is gone. And he can now do most of his tasks without glasses or contacts, going to grocery stores. He lives in Norway, so no, not the same need to drive as it is here in the United States. Melanie, an accountant, she already had very traumatic experiences. And this is an example of where high nearsightedness is leading to these problems. So she already 4 detached retina surgeries and cataract surgery, right, in the right eye. And she improved in just 12 weeks. The right eye went from -5 to -275, and the left eye went from -11 to -875. And she was the one where I looked at her prescription. I said, "Are you an accountant?" And she said, "How did you know?" I'm like, "Well, I didn't know for sure, but your eye habits are very much related, or your posture habits. I can tell from your prescription to what accountants will be doing." And so I'm pretty good at recognizing this. And you will be too when you do Naturally Clear Vision, because you understand why your vision is the way it is based on all these factors. One bonus I'm going to give everybody here today, because screens are the #1 thing, and type in the chat if you feel screens are a big reason that your vision is going downhill, right? We all have this, we all are tethered to screens nowadays. It's almost unavoidable, but there's things you can do. And I'm on screens on 8 to 10 hours a day, sometimes 12 hours, and my vision is not suffering. And you can actually improve it. And that's what I teach in the Correct Computer Eye Strain course. We have people take the course and saying like the vision screen doesn't affect them anymore. So screens are not good. We know that, but they don't have to be bad if you know what to do. And you get this as a special bonus. And then one more thing. So Trisha has agreed to teach a special workshop, because one thing that she found in her inner game calls is that people often believe, well, it works for all these other people, but it doesn't work for me. I'm always failing at things. I've tried so many things in my life and they never work out for me. All the limiting beliefs, your fear of failure. And the other thing that she noticed was that people don't trust their own intuition. Very, very big problem with astigmatism too, not trusting yourself. So she's teaching a live workshop, overcoming your fear of failure by awakening your intuition. So she helps you to actually cultivate your own intuitive skills so that you're not so much relying on other people, because we know. I had a coach tell me once, you know. I'm like, no, I don't. She said, you know. And I have to agree with her. I just didn't want to see it. So that's a valuable bonus. And then I just literally 5 minutes before we went online, I decided to give everybody, I talked to my dear friend, Irina Castle. She developed a powerful tool called the Eyesight Clarity Trainer, initially developed for sports vision, but now really used as a major vision improvement tool. And she said yes to coming on to this group for this round, teaching a live workshop on how to improve your peripheral and your night vision. We've done that last year, and that was like everybody loved that workshop so much. And I said, Irina, do you mind coming back and teaching this again? Because we had people with glaucoma improving their peripheral field right there and then in this 1-hour live session with her. And so that's a valuable bonus that we're going to give everybody that joins today. So these are all the things you're going to get. The workshop with Irina is on there. Everything that you're going to get is the value of $13,000. And so what would you have to invest if you don't do anything? This is statistics I looked up. If you're 50-year-old or 50-year-old in the United States, this is the statistics on what you have to spend on your vision in the next 20 years. Now, this includes progressive glasses, astigmatism correction, progressive prescription sunglasses, maybe contacts, maybe eye drops, all the things that you will need for your vision in the next 20 years. And I'm not saying you should never go back to the eye doctor. In fact, you should get your eyes checked every year. Very important. But when it comes to all these other things, glasses, things that make your condition worse and make you more and more dependent on them, we don't have to do that. Don't spend that much money. The Natural Key Vision program on my website is $26.97. When we do the live cohorts, we always invite everybody for a lower tuition, and it's $19.47. But then that was what we wanted to do this year. And then I sat down with my team at the end of the last year. This year has already been very crazy. We had crazy fires in LA. We have snowstorms in Florida. We have so much going on right now, inflation, that we decided to not increase the investment. We keep it from last year. So the investment for Natural Key Vision is 3 payments of $599. And team, please put the link into the chat on Zoom, and I will put it on YouTube in a moment. And you can save even more by doing a full pay for $14.97. That's for the 12-week program. You get immediate access to the course and the first 2 weeks of the content, so you can start measuring your vision right away. And again, this is everything that you're going to get. Quick. This is the open house. These are fast action bonuses. The workshop with Trisha, the workshop with Irina, the computer program, and my extra live and relax class. All those bonuses are part of the open house that we're offering right now. And then I have decided, Trisha's like, what about this one? Don't you want to give them this bonus? I'm like, I think that we already give them so much. And she said, she convinced me. So one thing I hear all the time, does it work for kids? Does it work for, my teenagers? Does it work for my grandchildren? And I'm always saying, everything you do with children, and also, by the way, for you as an adult, see it as a game. See it as a game, not as an exercise, because games are fun. And really, vision is all about fun and curiosity and exploring the world. And so we decided, Trisha convinced me this morning to throw in a bonus that we're going to add at the end of the last week. You're going to get a bonus module, a bundle of 10 vision games plus videos for nearsighted, farsighted, and fusion games. So this is not just for kids. This is great for everybody, but basically a game-based approach that you get at the very end at the program. So you're not going to get distracted at the beginning. We give this to you at the end, and it's a very powerful way to continue keeping your vision in great shape. Almost done with the presentation. I just want to give a few more examples of Erika Mori came to me. She had LASIK surgery 10 years before she came to me, and she already had vision. She needed glasses for driving, and she could see the close-up fine, but she had to enlarge things like Microsoft Word documents. And being a translator meant that she couldn't see them side by side on her screen. So after the program, she was able to see them at 70% reduction, side by side, making translations from English to Japanese super easy. And she also reversed her insomnia, which was it's a huge problem, not being able to go back to sleep or not falling asleep. And then we have so many more. We also have live, so we don't really have to do these. We have live examples that might be more interesting. And you can also watch all these on my website. But my point here is this. I don't want to see you after the program. I don't want to be the eye doctor, like, come back every year. No, I want to make myself obsolete. I'm teaching you all the skills in natural clear vision that you need to have to do all the things that Denise and Alva and Mary Ann were already talking about. Being able to see clearly, or let's put it this way, being able to see optimally with your own eyes at your current level. And for some of you that might be able to completely throw glasses away, most of you will be able to throw glasses away for certain things, for certain tasks or distances. That's my goal. And now you can try to do this on your own. I have a YouTube channel, I have an Instagram channel. There's tons of stuff out there that you can do for free. But unless you're super organized and you organize and log everything that you're doing so that you can figure out the exact protocol that works for you, and you have somebody, which doesn't happen when you do it for free, because we all have our own blind spots. We might do things that we think, oh, I'm doing this exercise and not seeing results. Well, because maybe you're doing it totally wrong, or maybe you're doing it with so much effort and you're not getting the purpose of this thing. We all need a coach. I need a coach. The only way I saw final improvements was doing the certification and getting a private coach. So Frances was an example of getting her eye doctor to reduce her glasses, really basically down. I think her eye doctor reduced them from -475 down to -275. She didn't see any improvements for years. She was almost giving up, and then she found me, and she was so tense in her body. So we did a lot of the body work first, and then started really with the vision activities, the relax exercises, and then the more advanced techniques. And she got down from 20/90 and 20/60 in her respective eyes to 20/40, and that was all she wanted. She didn't even care. I was like, I wish she would have gone further. But and she also had insomnia. And really helping, we need a coach to get these results. Again, so this is basically everything you're going to get. And I'm now wanting to ask you, do you want to see a little behind the scenes? Then I'm happy to show you a little behind the scenes glimpse of the program. Let me know, and I will happily give you a little glimpse into the course platform and then answer all your questions. That's really what we wanted to do here today. So any questions you have about the program, about the results you can get, let us know. But type in the chat if you would like me to share about I'll show the course platform so that you can see what it looks like. And let me get the link. I need to get the link to join the program. Here we go. I'm going to put it on YouTube as well, because I know on YouTube, my team is not on YouTube. It's just me. So let me put that into there quickly so that you have this as well. All right. Who would like to see the back? Yes, I see. Okay, I see yeses in the chat. Thank you, Teresa, Laurie, Trisha, Kathy. Okay, let me give you a little bit of a behind the scenes here. So I have to share my screen again. 1 second. Just get my mouse. I lost my mouse cursor. Here we go. Okay. Just close this other window. I wish I could snap my fingers and everything would look exactly like it should. Okay, here we go. I'm sharing my screen now. You should be able to see my screen. So when you log into the course platform, this is what it looks like. Let me make it a little bigger. It starts, so the countdown timer here, by the way, starts. We're going to start the program on this Thursday, January 30th is the kickoff. It ends April 17th, so that's 12 weeks. And this is a countdown timer counting down to the start. And once we start, it counts down to the end. And again, that doesn't mean you lose access. It's just like that's when the 12 weeks of the live support ends. It's a way to keep us, I don't know about you guys, but I tend to sometimes procrastinate, and having a little bit of a like, hey, let's do this is really important. And then the very first thing on the top of the homepage is your mission. The mission that you accepted, your mission, should you choose to accept it, is to use the information and practices in this guided vision improvement program to improve your eyesight, to start you on the path to never needing glasses again. And the reason I'm saying to start you on the path is because some of you might be able to completely ditch your glasses after 12 weeks. We have many examples. And some of you are starting on the path, like Elva was sharing, right? She got down to the point where she has weak drugstore readers, down from these expensive progressive glasses, but it doesn't mean that she's done yet, because we also have to consider how many decades did it take us to get here, right? But we can make these improvements. The next thing on this page is like, we give you 3 rough goals. You can obviously set your own goals, but we give you 3 kind of like, what's most important to you? Do you want to focus on your visual acuity? That's how sharp you see lines on the eye chart. Is your biggest goal to future-proof your vision, basically improving your vision with holistic principles, actively contributing to great vision for life? Or is it about, and again, you can have all 3 of these, but we ask you just to pick one that's the most important one. Or is it about regaining my lifestyle? I will be able to do things I used to do and even start new things I never imagined I could do. Maybe that's you are giving up a hobby. Maybe you are giving up driving, whatever it is. So we give you those options, then you get some quick links. And then right away you start with the content. So the first week is open. The second week is open. So these are all simple video trainings. You click on a video, you get taken to that video. You click the link to play the video, and then you have downloads. We have video transcripts for all the videos. And then for some of them, you have downloadable audio meditations, or you have downloadable worksheets, depending on the actual training. And then each training gives you an action step, what to do next. And then when you do them, you collect points. And this is the fun part. You get a dong and you collect points that you collect along the way. And so we see your progress, and you basically take actions. And then the next one down there is the next one. So, and then you also can comment underneath, share your improvements, share your success, share your results. Back to the homepage. You can always come back to the homepage. You can claim your bonuses here, your computer course and your own relaxed classes. And that's basically the homepage. Then we have, you can click on the trainings page, and you can see we already have 1 week 1 and 2 open. So you can get started right away. The rest will be released every week as you go along. Then we have replays. Right now, there is no replays, obviously, because we haven't started the course yet. We have a schedule page where you see this. You can submit questions for the live calls. You can basically see the whole schedule of the calls and the guest speakers. You reach milestones along the way. You get badges for reaching these milestones. Basically, we give you all the things you need to succeed. We give you a few simple tools that we recommend that you either make or purchase. Most of them you can make yourself for a few bucks. And then also you can order Irina's tool if you want, but again, you can make them for just a few, maybe like $5 to $6 spending and, making them yourself. And then we have bonuses that we will release that you will see. And then also big, huge, important pieces, our community. So we have a community where you get, where you can connect with other people, where you can make friends, where you can create accountability. Basically, this is where you can share your journey and you connect with other people. So we know that community is a huge piece of success. Maybe find an accountability buddy. It's an amazing group that joins this program every single time. And the community is just so powerful, because otherwise we might, we need that little accountability buddy. So that is basically, so let's go to questions. So for all of you who are asking about finances, please send an email to support@naturallyclearvision. We will work with you. Let's have a chat. If you really want to do this, and I don't know why you would want to do this, reach out to us and we will make it work for you. We will really want to make sure that everybody can join this program. We have other options available. We have a 3-pay, we have a 4-pay, but we also have other options available. Reach out to us and we will make it work for you. And really, my team and I, we give it all in those 12 weeks to really support you. Let me put that email into also on YouTube. that's somebody that you guys can reach out if you have any questions about financing. So there's a question on YouTube about sunning. Definitely yes to that question, and we teach you advanced sunning practices in natural clear vision. For those of you that don't know what that is, light is a very important aspect of our health and of our visual health because eyes are light receivers. And Elva and Denise talked about visors, or Mary Ann was talking about it, because we do need, especially when you're at certain conditions, we shouldn't just be blindly wearing glasses, but sunglasses, but we should also not blindly never wear them. There's definitely conditions or scenarios or environmental, like skiing or where the light is so bright where we definitely need sunglasses or visors or some other protection for the eyes. Great question. Zika is asking how much time we need for the exercises. So basically, the video trainings, the first 2 weeks is a little bit more, and then it's about 2 to 3 to 4 trainings per week. I would say the trainings are anywhere that the watching the videos is about anywhere from like 15 minutes per week, 15, 20 minutes per week to like maybe 90 minutes. So there's some weeks that have a little bit more, some weeks have a little bit less. And in terms of the things that you're doing, initially it's always more, you have to learn new skills and undo the bad skills, right? The bad habits. And so I would say if you 15 minutes to half an hour a day to just starting implementing good habits, I would say 15 minutes is probably what you would need to do per day. That's about it. So does that make sense? And maybe we can bring on somebody else to share about the program and what worked for them. We give you worksheets, we give you instructions. And so you can also say, we always recommend blocking time in your calendar to watch the videos. Watching the videos is one thing and you get 1 point for that. And then you get 2 points for the action steps, implementing the things. And initially you might, let's use an example. Let's say you are starting out to work out at the gym and now you get maybe you have a personal trainer or somebody tells you, so you have to learn how to use this machine, how to which order, all these things. And eventually you know what to do. You go in, or let's say you want to change your diet. And I'm going to bring on Jennifer next, but let's say you want to eat healthier. So maybe you have to be, your doctor said you should be gluten-free. I'm just using it as an example. And now you're like, oh my God, I just love pizza and pasta. Like, what do I do? And now you learn how you can substitute. Maybe you make zucchini noodles, or maybe you make other, you use konjac noodles. If you don't know what that is, they're very cool. Or kelp noodles, or maybe you just learn other ways to make the food. And initially you have to read labels and how do I cook these things? I don't know how to make this. And then at some point you learn these things and you know them and you just don't even have to think about it. Does that make sense? So I'm not going to lie. It's not like you're going to buy this course and then you just have 2 minutes a day and then you have clear vision. No, you have to make a commitment and invest. But with 15 to 20 minutes a day, I would say that's probably what you would have to do in terms of the practices, the morning ritual, giving your eyes. Some of the things you can do outside, you can get sunlight while you go for a walk. Many of the practices that I teach you, you can do as you go about your day. And some of them you have to just take extra time for, like resting your eyes and palming, you can maybe meditate during that time, but it's, does that make sense, you guys? Dana says, I've taken the course and one of the best parts for me was the coaching. Getting my specific questions addressed was so valuable. Exactly. So Jennifer, let's bring you on and share a little bit about your experience, because you came to me, you had LASIK surgery and you were back in glasses basically. And you're like, I don't want to go back into glasses. So tell everybody about your experience.
Yeah, I'm so happy to be here. So I met Claudia after I had just gotten a pair of progressive glasses, and I had LASIK. And for me, my LASIK lasted about 12 years. And when I go back and I think why it lasted so much longer than all my friends who were back in glasses in a year, was at that time I was spending a lot of time outdoors, a lot of time away from my computer, all the things that Claudia teaches you in the program, how to really treat your eyes. But I had gotten back to where I was, on the computer a lot again. And so you learn so many wonderful tools and techniques for your eyes. I learned how to order my own glasses, and I like taking, my health into my own hands, just because I've had a lot of health issues where I'd go to the doctor and I'd get told, "Oh, you're just aging."
Oh
And the
yeah,
same
my
thing for our
favorite,
eyes,
right?
right?
Like,
Oh, we're just aging. That's not what we want to hear. We want to be able to be proactive with our health. And this is one program that allows you to do that with small steps along the way. It's not like you get to snap your fingers and all of a sudden, everything's great. You put the work in, um, you know, by the thoughts that you put in your head, by what you do with your eyes, the food that you put in your mouth. We teach you all those great things. I'm excited to come on to, talk about, nutrition later on in the program. For me, one of the biggest things right away was my eyes were so sensitive. I would never even think of stepping outside of the house without my sunglasses on. Now I don't even own a pair of sunglasses unless I'm like at the beach or sailing or skiing or something where there's a lot of reflection. Then I want to protect my eyes. But otherwise I put a hat on, right? And I'm getting sun in my eyes, all the things that Claudia teaches us. And it's really amazing. Like things will change for your eyes, but just the other doors that start to open up when you do Claudia's program, it's really amazing because she always brings in so many amazing people and you learn so much stuff. So I hope you will take advantage of her offer. I know I will be jumping in doing some of the stuff because I like to continue to, you know, treat my eyes well, right? It's something my eyes are very important to me. And, it's one of those things that, like sometimes people will say, would you rather be blind or would you rather be deaf? Well, neither, right? And we can, protect our eyes, our hearing, our brain, all those things doing this program. So.
thank you, Jennifer. And I want everybody to know you're teaching this live workshop, which is amazing. But we also record everything. And when you join the program and you can't make a live call or everything will be, and you have lifetime access to all those recordings. So even if there's a day where you can't, join, we always let you submit questions ahead of time. You can watch the replays. And we always give you all the resources that you need. So you might not be able to implement all these things in the 12 weeks. And that's not really the point. Like, for instance, when Jennifer is talking about nutrition, you can, but then you can take baby action steps that you can do after the 12 weeks. So you might not do all these things during the 12 weeks. And that's why we give you the protocols really at the end so that you know what is most important for me to focus on. It's not about doing all the stuff that you're learning, but you're learning the top-down approaches, the bottom-up approaches, talk about diet, about detox. And Jennifer's workshop is always fun and her recipes are super delicious that everybody's going to get. So thank you so much, Jennifer. I'm so glad. How did you find me, actually? I don't think I've ever asked.
I found you through Margie Bissinger.
Oh yeah, Margie.
Yeah, I did her happy
Happy Bones, Happy Life.
yeah, exactly. And you came on and I was like, sign me up. I knew right then I really didn't want to go down that road of having progressive glasses. And I remembered when I first started wearing glasses, and even contacts, especially when I put contacts in, that was it. Like I was stuck in that of wearing contacts. My eyes were worse, and I really noticed it was like a crutch.
Yeah. So thank you. You told me that with Margie, actually. Yeah, just in that moment I asked you. So this is the other thing too. Like, there's a reason this comes into your life right now. And I want everybody, like, here's my message. Thank you, Jennifer. I'll let you go so you're not having to smile. But basically, there's always a reason things come to in our life. And we always, what do they say? An ounce of prevention is, I forgot what the saying is. But a lot of times, I don't want you to wait till it's so bad that there's nothing you can do. So we kind of take our vision for granted many times, especially people that always had great vision. I think everybody that always had great vision, and then you start with reading glasses. And I want to bring our Susan there. I don't think she's at her desk right now. But basically, for those that always had great vision, and then they're losing their ability to read small print, there's more of a yearning and a kind of feeling of loss than if maybe you got glasses at 10 years old and you've kind of never even had a life where you ever imagined you could be able to see clearly naturally, right? So maybe it's like so part of your mindset. So we also work with the mind and imagination, because you might be gotten so used to that idea that there is absolutely nothing you can do. And maybe you can't even imagine seeing clearly naturally. So we work with all these aspects of vision. And as long as you have a desire to untether yourself from the chains of the traditional medical system, and if you know me, you know that I'm a big believer in both natural and traditional approaches, because sometimes we need both. Sometimes a dear friend of mine just had a detached retina. She had detached retina surgery, and that saved her vision. And so I'm not saying that we shouldn't do it. It's super important when there's an acute glaucoma attack, you need to rush to the emergency room, right? I'm not saying don't go to the traditional doctor. I got quite the opposite. But a lot of times that medical establishment also always tells you, like what Jennifer said, it's age related. There's nothing you can do. Everybody gets this. And getting out of that mindset and knowing that you have the power and nobody cares about your vision like you do. It's a fact. It's a fact. And what you put in your mouth every day is either going to help your vision stay sharp and your eyes healthy for the rest of your life, or it's going to be one other hit with a hammer, like to make your vision worse and get you, for instance, into diabetes or something like that. So we have the power to make changes. And, we can also, I think a lot of you here are people who are like the role models in your community, maybe your friends and your family. My mom thinks I'm totally batshit crazy. It's her birthday today, so happy birthday, Mom. She's 89 today. And I love my mom and I'm so grateful for her. But she's like, are you still doing this thing with the eyes? Like, I remember teaching her my teacher training, and she improved like 3 lines on the eye chart. And I was like, Mom, she's just like, okay. Like she clearly had and like for her, in fact, when she had her cataract surgeries done, she's like, I don't like myself without glasses because I can see all the wrinkles. And I'm asking you this too. Is there maybe some unconscious connection to where you actually, here's the thing, what I always say. Let me see, do I have some mock-up glasses? No, but my older daughter doesn't need glasses. And she always buys these, where did they go? I have my bag of glasses here from my videos. And now I don't find any, of course. But yeah, here's a pair. So she always buys these like, cheap, because she has perfect vision. So here's my thing. If you really like glasses, this is nothing. It's just a plastic from the whatever, H&M or something. But if you like to wear glasses, you can just put glasses on, but you don't need to depend on them, right? To me, that's a difference of like, I like myself. I want to look more smart, whatever it is. But also know that glasses age you up to 10 years. And I just had a discussion with a friend about, my hair is pretty gray. So I had a discussion with a friend, should I, I think gray hair is beautiful, but I also know it makes me look older. And I'm not at this point where I want that right now. So I identify as a blonde woman, but gray hair is beautiful. And I'm not saying glasses are bad, but if you look at them as an accessory, just like you would as a scarf or maybe a bracelet or something in your hair, then you can use these glasses that you don't really need to see clearly. I hope that makes sense. But losing your vision and basically not having clarity and basically being handicapped because now you can't drive, you can't read, you're stuck if you can't see clearly. To me, that's just scary. And being at this higher risk for all these eye diseases, which you can ask your eye doctor, there is a connection to the higher your level of diopters, especially as a nearsighted person, because when you're nearsighted, your eyeball is elongated like this. And if there's more pressure on the retina, on the lens, on the vitreous, you're at a higher risk for all these eye diseases. And reducing that strength of glasses is already really going to be helpful. Oh, Laurie said, I think I hide behind my glasses now. Well, hide behind fake glasses and not the real ones so that you don't need them. If you forget them, you're okay. And also, when you believe in yourself and when you have a future vision for yourself and a purpose, you have an inner radiance that is just going to be a vibration that doesn't matter how many wrinkles you have. You will be attractive, confident, and powerful. even if you wear glasses, but when you have that inner radiance and the belief in yourself, because you have the power, people. That's what I'm trying to tell you. It's like you have the power to make these changes, but take action now. Join Natural Clear Vision. If you don't see any results, talk to me and we will, we had a few people over the years that had trouble with the program that didn't see a result. One was a nurse in the COVID year in May 2020. Her vision didn't get worse, which is an accomplishment, working 14-hour shifts in the COVID yard in 2020. But I refunded her the money too, because I want her to know that I'm standing by my word, and I know that this works when you apply yourself. So please join the program. Don't let your vision get worse. Let me see if there's any other questions. We have a question. Yeah, easy. Like, ask your questions. We're doing this the whole time. Ask your questions. I'm looking at the chat. I don't see any other questions. And maybe my team, can you repeat questions if the chat went down quickly? I definitely want to answer any questions you have about the program. I also have some slides that have commonly asked questions. We could also do that if nobody asks any questions. Let me find the slides again. So might be more logistical questions that I can take you through. Wait, let me see. I lost my presentation. So just have to find it again on my screen right now. Anyway, any questions, just ask away. Ask away. Direct human contact about after. Okay, so easy. We teach you things about screen use. This is not an in-person program. This is an online program that we have people join from all over the world. So that would be, yes, if you want to do something in person, I'm working on at some point on doing retreats. Right now, I don't have any retreats. So this is an online program. We had people, like, here's the thing, this is the thing, you're going to learn how to use screens without making your vision worse. In fact, I taught a 3-day event last fall that was 30 hours on the screen, and everybody that participated, including my team, had improved vision. 30 hours, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, looking at screens, doing all the things, and everybody had improved vision. I know a video editor who edited the documentary that my colleagues did about visual vision improvement. Just by editing the video and hearing all the stories, his vision improved on the screen. So screens can be very harmful if we don't know how to use them, but knowing how to use them can actually help you improve your vision if you learn what to do. So, but if you are like, I don't want to do an online program, then this is not the right fit for you. It's an online program, and it requires watching videos and coming to Zoom calls like this. However, we had many people, like I said, in this 3-day event, which I didn't even expect, tell us that their vision was more clear. They didn't need their reading glasses after the 3-day, 30 hours on the screen event. So the screen course itself is, okay, I don't even have to look. I think the screen course itself is like, is it $497? I think it is $497. I'm not 100% sure. We can give you a link to I think we have a link to the page to buy it separately. Let's see what else is a question. That was a question that Trisha Stoa had. Yeah. Let's see. Anybody else? Okay, let's hear from a few more. I don't see any other questions. Oh yeah, direct supervision. Okay, sorry, Isi, I misunderstood your question. Yes, we have coaching calls where it's like this. People raise their hands and I spotlight them, and then we work together on resolving your challenges. So that is basically, you can show me, am I doing this right? You can ask a question. Every week we have a coaching call supporting you on your whatever it is that you need help with. Yes, we definitely do that. That's why, who can speak to that? Is Susan here? No, she's not here. I don't see her or is it just a picture? I'm not sure if she's here. Otherwise, let me know. Raise your hand. We also have, can we highlight Roxy? We have Roxy and Cheryl, who is available to talk, and maybe talk a little bit about the amount of coaching that you got in the program. Cheryl, there you are. Good to see you.
Hi, can you hear me?
Yes, we can.
Okay, good. Well, my story is similar to everybody else's. I mean, I've had astigmatism, cataracts, vitreous detachment and stuff. And with taking Claudia's course, I've been able to improve my vision in just 12 weeks, which is from a -7 to a -5.5 is just totally awesome. To go to a little bit different angle, I really like her holistic approach because she talks about vision, about diet, how stress affects, which I can really tell how stress makes my vision worse. So I really like the roll and relax aspect of it. She talks about computer strain, which is a big thing. So that is well worth it. My
What
night
about the
vision has
coaching support?
improved.
Oh, sorry, didn't want to interrupt you. The night vision is improved. I know you talked, that was a big deal for you.
Yeah.
What about the coaching success? Did you feel that you got the support that you needed to have success in this program from the live coaching calls and our community? Maybe talk a little bit about that.
Oh, yeah, definitely. Because I mean, every call on Thursdays, if you could had a question, you could ask it and it would be answered. And if you can't make the live coaching call, you can email them. And so that's been great. One thing I will say, if you can make the live coaching call is great because you can watch the chat and there's so many people that have got knowledge and you learned from them as well as like with, Claudia and Tricia, who are just excellent. I mean, you just get a wealth of information and it's so nice because you can watch the replays a couple of different times if you want. And even now that I'm done with the 12-week program, I can still go back and look at it and review it. And now I joined the Clear Vision Club, which is another great thing to really support me and help me to keep improving my vision.
Great. Thank you so much, Cheryl. The Clear Vision Club is a really low-cost membership, and everybody in the Clear Vision Club, I give them free right to repeat the Natural Clear Vision program. So you can do it again and refresh your memory. So thank you so much, Cheryl, for sharing. And she's still here, so you can also ask her questions in the chat. Mary Ann raised her hand again. So you want to say something about the life coaching or the support?
Yes.
Awesome. Go ahead. Oh, you're muted again. Wait. I think we crossed our wires. Click to unmute.
I'm back. All right. To Izzy's questions, what I've learned to do, and this is coming from a former student's perspective after taking the course before, what I've learned to do is when I'm on the computer, I might look like I'm daydreaming, but I'm really looking around. I'm adjusting my sight to the other side of the living room over there to like individual objects. I'm looking out the window at the mountains and the houses that are between here and the cactuses and all that fun stuff. And I've also learned from Claudia's inspiration, I went out and figured out how to easily just keep lowering the lighting on my computer screen. So that makes a big difference too. So a lot of the times when you're watching videos or listening to Claudia speak, you can be playing with your eyesight, basically, just doing different things, but listening to what's happening. So, and as far as the coaching, that's already been addressed. Like Cheryl said, there's a lot of information that we can get from fellow students too that have had experiences similar to ours. So, it's a very comprehensive program. You learn the tricks, the hacks that really make a difference in your daily life.
Thank you so much. And we have a couple more, and I do want to, before we bring on, so we have Susan and Mary Ellen. Before I bring you on, let me just quickly go over some of the most commonly asked questions so that in case you didn't, you were wondering about that and forgot. But so basically, the question is always, what tools do I need to get? So like I said, when I went over the website, you can make all the tools very inexpensively for maybe like $10 or so. You can also buy some of you can buy an Amazon eye chart, or you can print the one I give you. And with the balls, you can also use tennis balls or another Pilates ball. You don't need to buy them if you don't want to. We give you all these options. When it comes to, this is a question I get a lot. I've been diagnosed with whatever condition it is. does natural clear vision help? Basically, it's designed around the 5 keys of perfect vision, as well as eye anatomy, neuroscience, and central nervous system regulation. So it works with any vision conditions. And we have a lot more videos we can share with you. We had Diana, who avoided corneal transplant surgery. We had reverse cataract, astigmatism gone, intraocular pressure from glaucoma reduced, peripheral field. Like, we have so many success stories, even with really complicated eye conditions. Will natural clear vision show me how to reduce the strength of my glasses? Yes. We teach you exactly how to read your prescriptions, how to measure your vision, how to safely reduce them, and how to order them online very inexpensively. What if you're not wearing glasses yet? We had that question too before. What if is it a good program to take if I'm not even in glasses yet? And like I said, prevention is always better, because then you don't even start down that road, right? And you can get out of those cheaters from the drugstore to really, and reading glasses are like the gateway drug to losing your distance vision. So the earlier you start with this, the better. The longer you wait, and it will take you also a little bit longer to get out of them. How much? We had these questions already. I said 5 to 10 minutes to watch the trainings per day. Some weeks will be a lot less. Some weeks might be like, where it's like 90 minutes of content, but for the whole week, not for the day. For the day, it's about 5 to 10 minutes and about 10 to 15 minutes to do the techniques. And then plus we have the coaching call every week for 90 minutes. So that's roughly what you have to budget. The guest speakers are on Tuesdays, and those also run anywhere from an hour to 90 minutes. And again, everything is recorded if you can't make it live. What is the timing? Basically, the dates, I forgot to update them on this one. I updated them on the other slides. But we start on January 30th, not forget September 5th, January 30th at 11 a.m. Pacific, 2 p.m. Eastern. And then the final call is on April 17th. You have lifetime access to the course. You can watch the replays as many times as you want. All the trainings will be in the community. You have access to the community. If you can't attend the live coaching calls, we record the calls, and we have a button on the schedule page where you submit a question, and then I will answer those questions during the next call, and you simply watch the replay to get my response. If you're really busy, can I still do the program? I would say if you can find 5 to 10 minutes per day to watch the short video and learn a technique, you can. You can 100% participate and see better in 3 months. If you're like, I have 0 time, I can basically be just sleeping 2 hours a night, I have 0 time in my life at all, then no. Then also I would say you wouldn't be here, because if you have that little time, you wouldn't be here today. So also make it a priority. Like, how important is your vision to you? Really ask yourself that, because at the end of the day, we have time for anything that we prioritize. And yes, we have to juggle some things around and maybe do something else a little bit less. When I was a single mom of 2 little kids, full custody, I had very, very little time, and I still invested in my health. And yes, it was less than I do now, 100%, but I did find some time. How fast can I expect improvements? We usually get that question a lot. It depends. We had people literally in the first weeks measure improvements, and for some people it took like at the end of the course they're like, oh, my astigmatism is gone, I didn't notice anything improving. So we don't really know. It's not about hours of eye exercises. It's really about changing your habits, becoming aware of your vision, and implementing that into your daily lifestyle. So the last thing I want you to think about is like having to do an hour of eye exercises every day. I don't do any eye exercises. I just have good habits at this point, and I eat clean, and I care about all these other factors. So yes, but you can see improvements really quickly. Many people respond in the first couple of weeks, they already see improvements. Payment plan, we have 3Pay. And again, if you have any financial issues, please email support at Natural Clear Vision. We will make it work for you. If you want to do the program, we 100% help you to get there. What is my refund policy? Like I said earlier, if you have any problems, this doesn't work for you, whatever, then let us know and we will refund you the investment. However, this is based on you actually doing the program and not just buying it and changing your mind about it. We want you, like, if you really don't see success, which we had very, very few people. So that's about it. So thank you. And then all of you participating here. We also have a special gift that we will give everybody at the end on the Zoom call. So Any other questions? Let me know. I'm happy. This is what I'm here for today. Any questions you have about the program, what it takes, or what you need to do, let me know. I'm really ready to help you answer any questions. That's what I'm here for. And all the bonuses that we gave you today, they're open house bonuses. We want you to get all those bonuses. The call with Trisha, the live call with Jennifer, the special night in peripheral vision training with Irina. Castle, you don't have to buy her tool to do this. We can use other URLs that get posted. We have a couple more things coming up that we haven't even announced yet. Special live guest speakers that are going to be amazing. So stay tuned for that. But everybody that joins, you get everything that we're going to be announcing tomorrow on the last day where you can enroll. You get everything that we talked about today. You will get all of these. So Susan, is Susan here? Let me hear from Susan, because Susan is also, let's share your success with natural clear vision and what you were able to accomplish in the 12 weeks.
Hi. Well, I see better, and I'm seeing without glasses. I started out the program about a year ago. I'd been farsighted for over 20 years. Started with the granny glasses, went to the bifocals, then the progressives, and a couple months before I found Claudia, I woke up one morning and I could see myself in the mirror before putting my glasses on. I'm like, wait a minute, why do I have good vision? And that just deteriorated throughout the day, and I went back to my glasses immediately. And I thought, okay, if there's something going on where I can see all of a sudden, then there has to be hope. So I just started Googling around, and I think that AI and all that got put together, and Claudia and I fell into the same place at the same time. And I decided to jump on board and take the class. And then about 2 weeks into the class, I went to my optometrist for my annual checkup, and I'm telling them, oh, I'm fixing my vision, I won't need to come back. And they're like, right, okay, we'll see how that goes. Well, I am due for my optometrist appointment, and I'm not going. They told me a year ago that I had stage 1 cataracts, and you're going to need this stronger prescription, and here you go. And I bought the least expensive glasses I could at the time just to get me through. And July of this last year, I ended up in an ophthalmologist's office, and he said, you don't have cataracts, you don't have any signs of anything going on there. And I told him what I was doing, and he's like, this is great. So here I am. I was a 3.75 in my last prescription, and I wear 1.25 blue blockers when I'm on the computer all day long, because it's the lowest degree of blue blocker I can find. But I really don't need them if I just, enlarge the print a little bit. But I am just so jazzed to be here and to say that, it took me 20 years to get to a 3.75. And it's took me less than a year to get to maybe a 1.5. So there is hope for improvement. I want to also say that when I started this a year ago, I was working 2 full-time jobs. I was at the peak of stress, and I've since simplified my life, learned how to manage stress, and I think that's got a lot to do with the vision improvement. And there's so much hope for anyone out there who is terrified of losing their vision like I was. So
thank you so much for also talking about how, even though you were really busy, when you make it a priority, right, it works. And you've made and you also joined my certification program. So I'm so excited for next year in the spring. You will be teaching people the same thing. And I think it's so important that we share this message. And I think the world is ready for this knowledge and learning that we can do all these things to see better naturally. Thank you so much. And if you have any questions, Susan is still able to stay on the chat. I have a couple more. Roxy, is Roxy here, or Mary Ellen, right? I don't know by what name you go. Can we bring her on? And then please put your questions in the chat. Hey there. Oops, what happened to my own? I removed my own spotlight. Wait, there I am. Hi, Mary Ellen. Share your story. Let me unmute you. Here we go. Ask to unmute.
Is that good?
Yes, we can hear you.
Okay, hi. A lot of my improvements have been mentioned already. There was two things that happened, so I'll just go with those two things. And one was reducing my glasses with a high prescription of a -8. I got 7 from the doctor. I got a 6 from Amazon. I don't think Amazon was mentioned for a cheaper alternative. They're not the best, but now it's helping me find a cheap way to see which ones I want to buy a permanent better pair. The second thing was double vision, which I didn't have. But when I went home, I'm in Mexico. And when I went home to the States and visited my family over Christmas, I helped my mom with all these techniques I've learned from you in the course. And my mom was having double vision, and she would get it when she was driving. So she would close one eye so she could drive to get home, which is so dangerous. So she no longer has her double vision from doing 2 months of these techniques with her at home. So I'm really happy for my mom. I'm very happy for myself too, but just to be able to share that. And she doesn't have to wear her glasses when she drives. And she has little readers that she likes to play 5 games on her tablet. And I said, well, Mom, try it without your glasses. And she can do 2 of her 5 games without having to use even her little readers. So she's very excited because she had the surgery a long time ago, and she's like, why do I have surgery and I have to go back to glasses? So she's very excited, and she wanted me to tell you thank you today.
Oh, your mom is more open to like getting your input than my mom. But yeah, thank you so much. And what are the things that you shared? You said in the chat, because the YouTube people watching on YouTube don't see our Zoom chat. So can you quickly repeat what you shared with earlier? You said, or you put something in the chat.
Oh no, I didn't put anything in the chat.
Oh, I thought you said you shared something already about your wins. Okay.
Oh yeah, no, I want actually one more thing that personally for me is I was wearing monovision contacts, so I didn't know that I needed my eyes to work together until I met you and took the class. And so I quit with the contacts, I quit with the sunglasses right away when I did your 5-day course. And I couldn't even doing the little exercise, I couldn't see the little thing to begin with, the sausage, hot dog, whatever you want to call it.
Oh, yeah.
I couldn't see that at all. But my depth perception has improved greatly, which is so much better when I do have to drive. And then here in Mexico, I walk a lot, and I would stand forever on the side of the road because I was scared to cross, and there's no road laws here, so people can come and go, and the traffic is crazy. So before, because not having good depth perception, it was a scary thing just to try to get across the road. And I don't have the concerns. I go for walks with no glasses now. These are just for when I'm doing computer. Around the house, I'm not wearing glasses, and it was just a habit. Every day for 44 years, I'd wake up with my glasses on so I could get to the bathroom, and then so I could get to the sink to put my contacts in to go about the rest of the day. It was crazy. And now my only trouble is sometimes I poke myself in the eye because I don't have glasses on, but I had that habit to push my glasses up. There's no glasses there. So that's my troubles.
That is a great example of like crossing the street. I didn't even think of that, because when you don't have depth perception, you don't know how far away the cars are. And I was in Mexico last summer, and yes, they drive like maniacs. And I'm from Germany. I would say born and raised on the Autobahn, but we don't walk across the Autobahn, right? I mean, it's like, it is very scary there. I fully agree with you. So thank you so much for sharing this. And, and one thing about the monovision, which what you talked about, I get so many clients like this with one eye is looking far, one eye is near, either with contact lenses or LASIK surgery or cataract surgery. And that seems convenient because then you feel like you don't need, but then the eyes never work together, and you do lose what you just described. You lose your depth perception, or it gets so weak, and that leads to higher risk of falling or tripping or getting hit by a car because you don't see how close they are. And as we get older, we already oftentimes struggle with balancing, with depth perception, with seeing the difference between a shadow and a step, for instance, on the floor. So it's really, really important that we have great depth perception as we get older. So thank you, Mary Ellen, for sharing this and encouraging everybody to join the program, just like you did.
Yes,
so
thank you.
You're so welcome. Thank you so much. That was amazing. All right. Any other questions or any specific conditions? I also have some videos I can share with you that participants who couldn't come on live to share their experience, we can play some videos. Let me know. Anything? I had to leave for a while. Okay. dry eyes and cataracts that are not ready. Okay, Mickey. Cataracts, let me see. Do we have a video for cataracts? Let me see really quick for my videos. I don't see. Here we go. Yes, we have. Let me play that one. Let me just share my screen right now and I can play some of the videos. It's not as smooth because I have to go to Chrome browser, but let me play these videos. So you should be able to see that and hopefully, let me see, do this full screen. Here we go.
Some of the wins. The biggest one was when I found out that my stigmatism was gone in one eye, it was completely gone, and I could not believe it. Also, that I had just gone into a visit after 12 months to have my eyes checked and found out that I don't have cataracts any longer. My cataract, it was very light, but I had 2 or 3 other doctors tell me I had the beginning of cataracts. And I'm like, okay, well, I don't know what to do with that. But then just to have the last week be told that she couldn't find cataracts any longer. So I don't know what exactly that was. Well, this is the only thing I've done between this visit and the last one last year. This is the only change I've made is this class. So that was huge. And also I was sitting, at my computer listening to, the talk and realized my vision was clear enough to where I didn't need to wear my glasses when I used my computer. So it's just been one thing after another in the last week. It seems like things have completely changed. It's really amazing.
Okay, so I have to look for the dry eye one. Let me see who had dry eyes. Now I'm trying to remember. Who had dry eyes? Help me out here. I'm kind of blanking. We have so many success stories but I don't always remember who had dry eyes. Was Sonia? Let me see. Maybe it was Sonia. I'm trying to remember, guys.
Hi, my name is Sonia Fantuzzi, and I took natural clear vision a couple of years ago, and I just wanted to talk about the benefits that I received from taking this program. So I was put into progressives, and I really didn't like wearing glasses. It interfered when it was raining, having to switch out between the progressives and the readers for the computer, my balance. By the end of the course, I was out of my progressives. I no longer wear them for driving, for anything. The benefits that I received, I share with others because I believe in healing thyself through natural, holistic ways. And natural clear vision did it for me. I understand that the cost of the program for a lot of people can be pretty high. I was the same way, but I decided that my vision and everything that went along with it, because it's not just your eyes, it is encompassing your brain, your eyes, your ability to walk with good balance. I decided that I was more important than the cost of the program.
Okay, so no, she wasn't the dry eye one, but hopefully, I love what she said about the cost of the program because yes, it's money. We're also really giving you the full support. So can you let me look in the chat? Who was the dry eye one? I'm trying to remember. Oh, Mary Ellen says her eyes are no longer dry and itchy. So she put it in the chat on Zoom. Mary Ann says, I had dry eyes years ago, took natural clear vision last spring, and today I do not have dry eyes anymore. Confirmed in November by my ophthalmologist. So yeah, Mary Ann, who was live here, just said that her eye doctor even confirmed the dry eyes. We had somebody with blepharitis. Let me just look at the different videos that we have. Type in the chat if any specific other problems. When doing the program, is it better to buy glasses instead of the contacts? Definitely recommend glasses because it's easier to take them in and out. Contacts, usually if you're nearsighted and you work a lot on the computer, contacts could work, and then you just put glasses, really cheap glasses from Zenni or Amazon on top for driving. That's an approach we can use. But otherwise, glasses are just easier to swap out because glasses only correct your distance for one vision, for one distance. And so we want to get everybody out of expensive progressives because they cause astigmatism and they cause balance issues and dizziness and stiff neck. And it's easier to swap out glasses. But we, if you're nearsighted, you work a lot on the computer, then it could work. Let me see, Kathy. I think Kathy is a good one for everybody to, I don't know if she had dry eyes though.
I just finished the Naturally Clear Vision program, the 3-month program with Claudia. And I just have to say, this was a life-changing experience. I had some trauma as a child and ended up having some retinal damage from that. I've lived under a lot of fear and anxiety my whole life over my eyesight. I used to walk around the house with my eyes closed so that I could learn, like, if I go blind, I would be able to walk around my own house. Like, that's how much innate fear, anxiety I had over it all these years. I've actually been able to, through the program, eliminate my astigmatism. I have cut the strength of my glasses in half, and my ability to see in the distance. The methods that I learned during the program has allowed me to extend my acuity further and further out. I can't say enough for Naturally Clear Vision and what it can do from the inside out to change your vision long term. And now I just have so much power over my eyesight. It's so exciting. No glasses. I don't have the little bump, the little bruises. I don't have the sores over my ears. It's so liberating.
All right. So hopefully let me know if that is helpful for you to see these examples, because I never know what can happen. It's always like it's miracle to me when I hear these stories at the end. Tracy Corrine actually got an ophthalmologist because not everybody goes to the eye doctor, but I would love to share this one because it shows you that she was nearsighted. See.
Hello, my name is Tracy Corrine, and I am a student of Claudia's Naturally Clear Vision. I'm an artist and I'm nearsighted, which is great when I want to get like right on top of something. But I had noticed that my close vision was struggling a little bit, and my far vision had always been an issue since I was a teenager. I did the course, as many exercises as I could, tried to incorporate the exercises into daily life. What I really like about the program is the weekly meetings, and especially the more one-on-one individualized attention that you can get from Claudia in the smaller groups. And I love how comprehensive the program is. I finally went to my eye doctor to get a new prescription because I noticed that my glasses were just they seemed like they were way too strong when I would put them on. And I went in and my eye doctor was completely floored because my vision had improved by 40%.
Yeah, I mean, to me, that is simply amazing. And most eye doctors are just like, that's also the other thing where I'm like, why are they more interested in what you did? Most people, eye doctors are like, oh, good for you. Let me see, are there any other questions? I also want to look on YouTube if there's any other questions, because we have tons and tons more of these videos. Number of people who signed up in the past year, it was like 150, Justin, signed up last year. So out of those, maybe half the people come to the coaching calls, and we always take our time. We also jot down who had a hand raised and had their question answered. So we always making sure that everybody gets their time with me and or Trisha to ask a question. And sometimes we also go over time. We really try to help everybody that is showing up, right? You have to show up for yourself. We're not going to send you reminders and, like when you're in school and there's a letter to the parents, where are you? You have to show up. But when you show up, we support you fully. That's basically, yeah. Let me see. We are already close to 2 hours, so I want to make sure I want to acknowledge everybody's time. But we also have a lot more videos on the page. When you go to the page to enroll, there is a lot more videos that you can watch on your own. If there's anything that you want to know that you, otherwise, I feel like I don't have any other questions. Otherwise, yes, we had Mickey. Who talked about floaters already? Was it Mary Ann? Somebody already talked about floaters disappeared. Yes, we definitely had improvement with floaters. We have Cook's dystrophy, retinal detachments, AMD, cataract, glaucoma. I don't think we had a vision condition where we didn't see improvements. Anyway, all the videos are on the page. I don't want to hold you guys up longer, but Join now, get all the bonuses. We want to give everybody a chance to get access to all the things we just shared today. All the bonuses, the live class with Jennifer and with Irina and Trisha, and my computer program, and my Roll and Relax course for 12 weeks. You get access to over 100 videos to relax your body. And I'm doing a pop-up live class as well. We don't have that one scheduled. Oh yeah, we actually have it scheduled. That's February 28th, where I'm doing the live Roll and Relax class with Q&A. So you're going to get so much more than what you have to invest in this program. And you will have a clear protocol for the rest of your life to keep your vision in great shape. Really, like at the end of the day, like, what are you spending? Think about it too. Like, what are you spending money on that might not even give you that much value, right? I've definitely spent money on things where I'm like, why did I just buy that? So the film early on, the film that goes over the eyes, I'm not sure. Is it like something on the cornea? What did the eye doctor say? I'm sure whatever it is, we can help you improve it. We've not had a condition that did not improve, 100%. So it also depends on, I'm not saying you can heal or reverse everything. That's not what I'm saying. That would be absolutely irresponsible. But you can improve, and you can get the most vision out of what's physically possible with your current vision, and make improvements in your diopters, your nearsightedness, your farsightedness, your astigmatism. Again, Diana, I don't know if we have a link to her video. I don't think I see it on my little cheat sheet here. Or maybe I have to just scroll down. She has Fuchs dystrophy. It's a corneal disease where the cornea makes ulcers. It's an inherited disease. So the disease isn't gone, but her cornea is in such good shape that she doesn't the surgery for the 5th year in a row. And she was supposed to get it, and then COVID happened, and then all those surgeries were shut down. That's why she did natural clear vision instead, which really saved her from getting corneal transplants are from cadavers, so it's not like it's a pretty scary surgery, and she was able to avoid it for 5 years because she did natural clear vision. But it doesn't mean she doesn't have Fuchs dystrophy anymore. So I hope that makes sense, you guys. I'm not a snake oil salesman here. That's not what I'm interested in. I'm interested in empowering you to do the things that make your vision as good as it possibly can be right now, and also keep it as great as possible for the future, for the next 10, 20, 30 years, really. That's what my mission is, and that's what I'm doing for myself. So if we don't have any more questions, I would come to a close today. I appreciate all of you being here. Let us know when you join the program. We want to welcome you to the Natural Clear Vision cohort Spring 25. We're starting this Thursday with a welcome call, and it's going to be an exciting journey. And, I would love you to be the next one sharing your success story in April when we do the next, we don't do the next one of Natural Clear Vision then, but I would love for you to be the next one having the same success that all the stories that you've heard today. So thank you, everybody. Join now, get the bonuses, and I will welcome you on Thursday live in the course.